Isabella, will you come here? This is a present from Olivia, Lynette's daughter, to Isabella. By the way, I love how you did your hair tonight. That's from Miss Olivia to you. Do you want to open that up and see what it is?
Yes, please.
The Romeros give good gifts. Rip it on open. Don't be shy. We're not going to save that wrapping paper. I think she's got 12 bows in her hairs tonight. She wanted to do her hair up all by herself, and I think it looks awesome. Rip, rip, rip. There you go. Keep on opening. You need help? There you go. There you go.
Good.
There you go.
Ooh, some gold box. Ooh. What is that, Dad? What is it?
Look at the shape.
It's a necklace.
And see what the shape of that is.
A piano?
It's a piano.
What are those sparky things for?
Isn't that pretty? It's like little diamonds. Because they know that you play the piano. Isn't that nice?
Okay, why are these things knocked
Look
off?
at that.
Why
Do you
are
want to
these
go
things-
play a little piano?
Why are these things knocked
Oh,
off?
that's just a holder. You want to go play a little piano for Miss Romero as a thank you?
Can you please put
Okay,
this
you
in
hold
my
the
head?
camera.
Okay.
And I'll put it on you. Maybe they were thinking that you might want to wear this when you practice piano.
Oh, yeah.
What do you want to say to Miss Lynette and Miss Olivia?
Thank you. I love accessories. So, come on. I'll play some piano for you.
Go ahead. Let's hear a little bit.
And it's going to be a Christmas song, okay?
Okay.
And it's got to, 'cause it's the day after Christmas.
Go ahead.
Guess it.
Just go ahead.
Jingle bells.
Perfect. I love it.
And then there's another version.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
Nice. And show your pretty necklace here that Mr. Romero gave you. That is so pretty. Thank you, Olivia. Thank you, Lynette. Bravo. Bravo.
Merry day after Christmas.
Merry day after Christmas, Isabella. Thing I want to ask this morning, if I get a chance to talk to law enforcement, is are they actively looking for anyone else? I know there is a lot going around on Facebook this morning, people saying that they have friends in the sheriff's department and the police department, and that they are hearing that they are looking for other potential suspects that this man may have been in contact with, and that those bombs that were still at the couple's house were intended to be used in locations around the Inland Empire. I want to ask about that this morning to find out if that's just crazy Facebook rumor or if that's actually true. Here's what I know this morning, just so you know. They are continuing to search the couple's home in Redlands. Last night they punched open a bunch of holes in the walls. They're stripping the thing down to the studs, looking for things. Authorities now calling it a bomb-making factory. They found, obviously, a lot of ammunition, a lot of bombs, and they say a handful of bombs were ready to be used, to be detonated, but many, many more bombs were in various stages of production. Let's see. The bombs were made, the federal authorities are now saying the bombs were made exactly the way Al-Qaeda said they should be made in an article in their magazine Inspire several years ago. You might remember it was a how-to. So these bombs that they were constructed, they used Christmas lights as fuses, and they used radio control, like radio controlled planes and toys, those parts as the actual triggers, and then smokeless gunpowder they used in those. We also know this morning here that federal agents are still not willing to go so far as to say that the killer was, and I won't say the name, radicalized, but they do confirm he was in contact with individuals that they are investigating for ties to terrorist groups. They do confirm that. They're looking closely at his 2 trips that he made to the Middle East in recent years, and they sent his computers, cell phones, everything, all the electronic devices. They rushed those off to Washington, D.C. for inspection and analysis. And then this was interesting, I guess. The killer, the husband's father, had some family troubles. He allegedly threatened to commit suicide in front of the killer and the killer's brother, and the mom of the killer actually got a restraining order in Orange County, a restraining order against her husband, saying that he was bipolar and that he was sometimes violent with her as well and threatening. We got a bullet count. That SUV that was riddled with bullets, 380 shots fired into the SUV by law enforcement, 76 fired by the couple back out at law enforcement. And we haven't heard much about the wife in all of this here. Now we're learning that she was firing an assault rifle out the back window of that SUV as police and authorities were pursuing them. We know where the guns, some of them, were purchased. Last night the FBI raided Annie's Got Your Gun. It's a store in Corona. They say the killer purchased 2 of the semi-automatic weapons there, but the 2 rifles were purchased by another person at another store. We don't know where yet. FBI official says that amount of ammunition that they had, if it would have been bought in 1 or 2 purchases, that would have raised some red flags. So they suspect they either bought smaller amounts over a very long period of time, or other people participated in, and that's where that concern comes in. Were there other people? Are there still other people at large that were associated with this man that wanted to help him carry out other attacks? And then I heard an interesting thought from a terrorism expert who said, this attack, he thought, seemed like it was inspired by terror groups. Attacks that are inspired by terror groups are like this, where there's only 1 or 2 operatives and there's a smaller amount of deaths. 14 is still big to me, but and that attacks that are directed by terror groups are more like the Paris attack, with multiple operatives and many more deaths. But maybe that's what was being planned. They had such a large volume of bombs and so much ammunition. So that's the very latest that I know here this morning. I'm really looking forward to getting a chance to ask authorities, are they actively looking for anyone else? What about that 3rd suspect that they detained? I want to know more about this, and I'm hoping they give us a chance to ask that question. That's the latest I know. I am particularly proud of the trees my wife does every year. I hope you don't mind if I show you. This is the all-white tree, and I think it is just gorgeous. It's always our big one, our only live one every year. And I think she just makes it look with that ribbon and the silver balls. I just think it looks awesome. And then we have a small one over here. This is, I guess, a turquoise kind of tree. It's got all teal and pretty ribbon there. And then this is, we have had this for how many years have we had the advent calendar that you made? Gosh, man.
About 3 years.
About 3 years. And then this is the more traditional. It's a fake tree. But it's got all of our old ornaments, like back when we were in Bakersfield, and it was just Chris, Mai, and Pepper, our kitty cat, our Tabasco sauce ornament from our honeymoon, right?
Yeah,
and,
we got room service.
We got room service, and they brought us that. And then it's got a lot of the older train ornaments that my grandmother would give me, the Hallmark train ornament every single year, and just, sentimental kind of ones here. Boy, 1980, my grandma gave me that. And I just think it's real sweet that my wife keeps that and puts them up every year. Bella, can I come in? Are you decent? Okay, I want to show people your tree. Isabella's tree is really awesome. Ooh, so pink and so pretty. Hi.
Hi.
You did a beautiful job with your tree, honey, in multicolored lights this year. So 4 Christmas trees, just one that's real, but I think they turned out real nice, don't you think?
Yes.
Merry Christmas. What's that around your mouth?
Necklace.
Around your mouth, what's that brown stuff?
Brown stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's the chocolate from Robbins.
Chocolate peanut butter ice cream from Baskin Robbins.
And I know who made me do that.
That'd be me. Hey, thank you. Isabella loves to come here and dance to the music that you can listen to on the radio, or there's a little speaker in front of the house. I don't know why, there's something about this display at this very simple, small North Hills house. It's just magical to her every year, and I love watching her twirl around on the sidewalk, loving the lights and the music. Is that classical, Isabella? Stay away from the street, please. Sidewalk only, thank you. If you need to go to the bathroom, take another minute. I hope they turn the talking elf on. Wait till you see the talking elf. It's something else. Oh, there's Dancing Mickey.
I think we need to go now.
Okay, time to go. Okay, time to go potty. Hope you enjoy, everyone. This is my favorite Christmas house every year. Maybe we'll come back another night and share the talking. Just trying to put two and two together here. Remember that neighbor that lived next to the couple's townhouse but didn't want to report the suspicious activity? That neighbor said that a lot of men would come and go from the townhouse at odd hours. So does that make it more likely that they were part of a group and that others may still be out here in the Inland Empire? I forgot about that detail until now. Do you have this problem? A child who doesn't like putting tacos in her mouth because they're difficult to hold. Is this the solution? The taco boat. What is this thing?
They're called Fiesta Flats from Ortega. I found them at the store today. And you eat it more like a tostada or a boat.
Is this easier for you to manage it?
It's very yummy and
One day, I hope you grow up able to eat tacos. But until then, this thing is like training wheels for tacos.
That's right.
We'll see. We'll give it a try. What is it called again?
Fiesta Flats from Ortega.
Lovely job on the
Ole.
tree, by the way. Ole. It's so authentic.
of course it is.
I could not be prouder of my daughter and her friend Abigail learning how to debait the shrimp. We're at Jen in Northridge, which is the brand new. Nice hands. There you go. You're truly Vietnamese now. This is the new Korean barbecue place. They've got several locations, but they just opened one in Northridge. Beautiful place. $21.95 for absolutely everything. They're generous with the sides. The service is very good. The marinades are very good. The only downside, we had an awkward 10 minutes when we walked in the front door. They didn't seem to know what to do with us. But then again, the place just opened a day or two ago. The bowls are good. The marinades are good. The galbi is great. Spicy pork is great. You're like, usually everything about it, and $21 actually seems very fair per person, given that they'll just keep bringing you tons of food for 2 hours. Did you guys get that shrimp?
Yeah.
Good job. You got rid of the brains and legs?
Ew.
Nice. By the way, what do you think of this restaurant?
I'm supposed to go up there and work this morning, and I'm kind of leery about it now. I wasn't even aware of what's going on up there, and you got schools around here and homes that I think they should I think they should shut it down until they get it contained.
Ever wondered why Wendy always looks particularly well rested and cognizant? It's the blanket, 2 sets of slippers, and a Cadillac SUV.
And my little Mormon husband.
What is this? Oh, there we go. From this to this in a matter of seconds. Love you. Good morning, you two.
Good morning. Mwah. Mwah.
Team 5 sending in pictures of how the wind has caused damage. This is from Barbara Morrison in Norco. A giant tree toppled by the strong winds. The tree crashed down, collapsing the roof of a horse canopy onto this 21-year-old horse named Lily. She suffered minor injuries. Team 5 sending in pictures of how the wind has caused damage. This is from Barbara Morrison in Norco. A giant tree toppled by the strong winds. The tree crashed down, collapsing the roof of a horse canopy onto this 21-year-old horse named Lily. She suffered minor injuries. Team 5 sending in pictures of how the wind has caused damage. This is from Barbara Morrison in Norco. A giant tree toppled by the strong winds. The tree crashed down, collapsing the roof of a horse canopy onto this 21-year-old horse named Lily. She suffered minor injuries. Best thing I've seen so far this Christmas season, a young girl guarding her grandfather as they're getting their Christmas tree. He's in a walker, and she's making sure no one hits him.
Yeah, and I have to show them, so this shows you I am not a diva.
You're really fast.
I
You're
am
like,
not
boom,
a
boom.
diva. I have given myself a manicure in the last, 45 seconds.
That's
it's done.
You use good stuff. That's
That
good.
is
OPI.
awesome.
That's the
OPI
good
is
stuff.
good.
And when I have to show the ornaments later on, our homemade ornaments,
You will look
a lovely
fabulous. You'll look like a
iridescent
hand
peach.
model.
I see LA Unified School Police on campus. This is an elementary school, Colfax Elementary, that we're at this morning. They've been driving around the campus, and this officer here as well. I'm told that there's not going to be an officer on every single campus all day, but they're going to be out walking the campuses more, patrolling them more than normal, and that certainly is what we're seeing here this morning. Parents say they don't often see an officer here at this hour of the morning. The G stands for garbage. I'm at Rosa Marie's in Redlands. The meat, cheese, beans, and onion, basic, but that meat is marinated so nice. I was last here, about 2-3 years ago, doing a Bros Bites, and I stopped by today to have a good breakfast, and this burrito is as good as ever. Garbage burrito at Rosa Marie's, always satisfying. Something good on an otherwise tough day.
Really fast.
Here we go.
Hey!
Oh,
Welcome!
our stay-at-home day has turned into an art day.
My name is Isabella Burrous, artist, and I have an art gallery, and this is my first piece of art of a park. As you can see, this is a slide, and these are the monkey bars, and these blue dabs are little raindrops falling.
I like it. And
And
over
then-
here,
And you see these rocks? Those are the stars. And of course I needed paint.
Lots of paint.
Of course.
Using the old weekend cup. And I come over here and I see a project that she's working on. I don't completely understand just yet. All I know is you've taken my face and fur from Stella. What is this going to be?
An ornament from my dad's work.
Trying to make the best out of the stay-at-home day, and we're having a nice time together, right?
Because school had a terror threat.
Yeah, so they're going to make it safe, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And we thank our community helpers for making it safe, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you for listening to the talking of my art gallery. Thank you.
Looking for waves?
Just to look at, right?
To surf.
No surfing today, Glenn.
Gotta surf today.
But it could be very dangerous for you. There's a high tide advisory.
It's not as big as it was yesterday. It's smaller now.
But it's expected to get worse around 8 to 11 o'clock today, you know, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it fills in because, thank you so much.
We were looking for a new Indian restaurant, and this place is a really pretty, tiny buffet. What do you think of it?
It's very good. I'm guessing that it's probably more authentic than I'm used to. I like it though, and it's a nice presentation. I think Bella would really enjoy this kind of segmented plate because she doesn't like any of her food touching.
It's perfect. It's $8.99 during the week. It's a small buffet. But honestly, everything is a little spicier, a little more interesting. It's better than kind of the basic, more, I don't know what you would call it. I would call it, if it was Mexican food, I would say gringo style. This place is less Americanized, more authentic. It's called Mother India. It's on Devonshire in Chatsworth. It's really...
couldn't be nicer.
They what?
They really couldn't be nicer, so I want you to come in.
Super nice. I would check it out. It's good. Our first time here. Finally followed Mark Kriski's advice, and we came here to Green Acres Market in Simi.
It's awesome. It's really great. I mean, you leave with your hair reeking of smoke, but that's okay.
We tend to eat at a lot of places where we smell like the food. What do you think?
Awesome. Sorry, something stuck in my teeth.
Mom and Dad, you like it? Everybody's got mouthfuls. Well, Kriski, thanks so much for another great recommendation. Can't believe it took us so long before we finally ate here. We are definitely coming back. Happy New Year, by the way. The female killer pledged her allegiance to ISIS in a Facebook post she allegedly made during the attack on Wednesday. This according to CNN, quoting a federal official. Also, we know their 2 cell phones were found smashed in a trash can nearby the scene of the attack. Their hard drive missing from their home.
This falls right off the bone. I mean, very tender meat.
I am very busy this Christmas Eve day, trying to decide what makes a better marshmallow for hot cocoa, the little hard ones or the Jet Puff? Big, sweet, and soft, or these little ones? Any preference? I don't know why. I shouldn't, but I like these best. Great moments in parenting. Isabella just saw the sign over there here at the Rise and Shine Cafe. I mean, at least she pronounced it correctly. But are we ever supposed to say that word, Isabella?
No.
Okay.
I said who?
Oh my gosh. What do you do? Good breakfast though, huh?
Say what?
Good pancakes, good burrito, and what'd you have?
I had the chorizo and eggs. It was great.
Gotta love the Rise and Shine.
And it says who you do.
The nice thing is,
I like your fashion today. Will you stand up so I can see? Explain it.
You know, this is my special flower dress.
Uh-huh. What do you have on your arms?
Leg warmers.
And your legs?
High socks.
Oh boy. I love
My
your
head.
fashion.
My headbands. And flower shoes.
Awesome. Go to get the mail this morning and I can tell exactly what this is. It's a plain envelope from my parents, and it's always the same thing. a photocopied article from the San Jose Mercury News. In this case, it's a to-do list to prevent clueless driving in the snow. Not that I do a lot of driving in the snow, and it's very important to tell you the source and the date. And it's photocopied because they wanted to keep the original at home for reference. It's a little silly in this day and age of, you know, just being able to email a link and that kind of thing. But you know what? It's sweet, and there'll be someday that they're not around to send me these little clippings, so I read it and I call and I thank them. Nice, Bill.